guys, welcome to another video. Here we are with Matt,
Hello.
and today we're going to talk about a lot of things because Matt graduated as a TEFL teacher last year, right?
Yes.
He's now one of the best TOEFL teacher that we have in our English Academy, and he's from UK. So we are going to talk about a lot of things in this interview.
A lot to go over.
So, well, here we are. We found a very, very nice place just to take some cerveza con limón. This is very popular in Spain. So, right now, because it's summer, the weather is very hot, and actually, you need one of these for sure.
It's true. It's very true.
So, first of all, Matt, how are you?
I am very well. How are you?
Great. So, thank you so much for coming for this interview today.
It's okay.
So, well, actually, we have your video testimonial as a TEFL graduated in our social media. So we're going to skip a little that part,
Okay.
because we already know your experience. But I would like to ask you, what about after you get TEFL certified? How was your job searching? What happens? Do you have any problems to find jobs? Not, or any experience that you can share? So let me know about that experience.
I think one of the best things to do straight away is sign up for every online teaching service that you can. Things like Preply or like Cambly or things like that. It's always useful just to put yourself on there and have a look if you're going to get anything.
Mhm.
I also think going to intercambios is a good idea because you meet a lot of people who will say, "Oh, you're a teacher? Oh, can I take your number? Can I do this? Can I do that?" And it's quite easy to find people who are constantly looking to learn English. Everybody's trying to learn English. It's just the way it is. I didn't have too much trouble finding a job, ultimately. And obviously, I was able to start working at the academy, which was very helpful.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that after that.
But I think you have to want to try and find a job. You can't just get the certificate, be a TEFL teacher, and then expect it to come to you. I think you have to try to do it. But I think that's similar for a lot of things in life in general. You have to want to be able to do it. You have to want the job.
Exactly. That's a very important point that you actually address, because you have to be in the job searching all the time. I mean, it's not something that you can wait there and that's it. So I would like to expand a little the idea about the intercambio, because this is actually very new for me. So let me know how do you mean when you said intercambios? Because like a way to interchange the different language, or it is because you meet people from another knowledge fields? Let me know more about that experience.
So when you go to like intercambios, like language exchanges all around the city, when I first moved to Madrid, I went to quite a few because it's quite an easy way to make friends. Everybody's there for the same sort of thing. You have a connection, and if you like someone, you can become friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, if I'm seeking Spanish, offering English, and other people are seeking English, offering Spanish, you talk. And then when you ask them, "What do you do for work?" and you say, "I'm an English teacher," a lot of people are like, "I want to talk to you more," because you can offer real advice and real help rather than just conversation. You can actually teach things. And quite often a lot of people have said, "Do you take private students? Do you do this? Do you do that?" And it's a very easy way to come across people. And even a personal experience, only about 2 weeks ago, I don't go to intercambios to look for people like this anymore, but 2 weeks ago I was in a bar, and there was a random, he was maybe a 50-year-old man, and he found out I was an English teacher, and he said, "Can I take your number?"
Oh, that's amazing,
yes,
actually.
like, if you'd like to. And he was like, I'll give you a text. So
that's great. And you have a new client.
Yeah. And so you can find people quite easily, just not even trying to. It's better if you're trying to, but
of course.
you can still find people. It's quite.
So you feel like in Spain, because that is a point that is very interesting, because of course our TEFL certification, you can use it if you want to go to Latin America and everywhere. Yeah. But of course, people want to be immersed in the culture. So you said, like, from your experience, that Spain is a place that people actually want to learn English. It's a place that you can find clients.
Yes, 100%. 100% you can find people. And there are so many people. I've got a very close friends family who, a few of them don't speak English, but everybody wants to. Even people in my Spanish classes are, if they're maybe Brazilian or wherever they're from and they don't speak any English, they are always learning Spanish because they live here. But the second language they're learning is also English.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's very few people I've met who have said, I don't speak English and I don't want to speak English. Nobody ever says that. Everybody always says, I want to learn. I want to learn it.
That is important, because some of the point that when you get TEFL certified in Spain is that you actually are going to be in touch with a lot of potential clients. Yes. Not even when you are hired by an academy, but also by yourself. So this is very important. And for the intercambios, I mean, did you use some type of, I don't know, apps or websites, or just face-to-face? I don't know.
It's a mixture of everything, really. It's there's an app called Meetup, which is a very handy app, not just for intercambios, just for meeting people in general. If you type if you type in intercambio, it will say, okay, there's one today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Mm-hmm. If you type in, if you like doing pub calls, if you like doing picnics in the park, people are always putting on events, and you can just go to them. And it's very easy to, as I said, when I first moved here, I went to a lot of events because I'm a foreign person in a foreign city and I didn't know anyone. But it's very easy to meet people. And as I said, when you meet people at those events, everybody's wanting the same thing.
So now we're going to talk about your process entering in our own English Academy, because of course we have our TEFL Madrid Academy, but we have our English Academy that is American school. And Matt is one of the most popular teachers in TOEFL right now. So this is very, I mean, like, congratulations, actually, because this is something. Don't worry, it's real. It's real. It's real. So let me know about this process when we knock your door and tell you, hey, Matt, we're interested in your profile. I think you're going to be a good match with us. And let me know about some experience that you have in the classroom. How was in the online class? How is the TOEFL preparation? Because this is a very important exam. It's not teaching general English. It's teaching to prepare people that need to get high score in this exam that is very important to travel, work, and to enter in the one of the best universities in the world. So yeah, I would like to know a little about how it works for you.
It was very nice, obviously being told that you may be a good fit. And I think the whole process is it's as smooth as it possibly can be, I think. At the beginning, I remember being a bit scared, I think. I found it nerve-wracking to be thinking it's a job where it actually affects people. You have students who are wanting to go and travel halfway across the world. They want to go and study in the United States. And the only person who can help them get there is me, is the teacher.
Exactly.
And it's quite a scary process, but I think through everything, I remember doing the observations of other people's classes, and I found that very, very helpful to then essentially, I'm a student. I was a TOEFL student with other students learning the preparation, doing writings, doing listenings and speakings, because if I can't pass the exam, how can I teach somebody else the exam?
Exactly.
So I found all of that very helpful. And then even for my first few classes, I then had the teacher who I was observing me. to then make sure that I was getting anything right and if I had any questions. But despite all of this, I think my first class without another teacher in the call with me or in the room with me was scary, but ultimately I found it very rewarding. I think that's, if I had to describe it in one word, it's rewarding. I think when I receive an email from a student saying, "Hi Matt, I've just got this score on my TOEFL. I'm now able to go to university in this country. Thank you for your help." I think that makes everything worth it. Personally, it's a very rewarding job to have.
Yeah, yeah. So that's beautiful. Actually, I think that's why we dedicate our world to the education, and for the language is something so useful because you actually make a change of life for somebody.
Yes, you make a difference.
You make the difference.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's a very important thing. Yeah. That is beautiful, actually. And I would like to know, what about the process to teach online? Because right now we know that with the old technology, a lot of people, a lot of young people are very get used to, online classes. But we actually have a percentage of class that they are a little like, "Oh, do you have on-site classes or something?" Some of them, I have to tell, some of them maybe they prefer to be in a more like, "I want to socialize," you know. But the thing is that when you are preparing for this exam, you're not going to make friends in a set, in a classroom. You need to be focused. So it's not more like when we were like, teenager, 15, 14, like, "Oh yeah, English, let's go to the class on Saturday." You know what I mean? It's not like that. And then we have another part of clients that, well, the parents, of course, that they are, "Oh my God." But I think this is changing a lot. People, it's realizing, because actually TOEFL, you take it in um, a, in a laptop, I can say that, in a computer. So it's something that you have to get used. So I would like to know your experience about, because I know that you have teach a lot online. Your experience about that. Um, what methodologies you use more, or do you feel like it's something that you use because you have your own methodology? And if you have any experience to share, like not only with our academy, but outside, because as you said, you have different clients. So I would like to know about that experience online.
As you said, I think some people prefer in person, some people prefer online. And it's always very nice with sort of in-person classes if people want to go and socialize and things like that. And can sometimes make things more enjoyable and a bit light-hearted. The downside is you're not doing the exam to be enjoyed and light-hearted. And so ultimately, I think people focus more 100% when it's online. And that's not to say that you can't enjoy it, but it's you know what you're signing up to if you do it online. You can go in, you can have a nice conversation. How are you? How was your weekend? This, that, and the other. But now let's study and let's practice. And you're not going to get distracted as much, and you're going to focus on the task at hand, which is learning the TOEFL exam and preparation and things like that. And so ultimately, it's easier, I think, to do it online, and it better prepares you as well, I think.
That is interesting what you said, because it's true. Actually, when you take any course online, you are like, this is it.
You're a lot more focused. I think there's nothing else around you. You're not going to get distracted in your bedroom or your living room or a library or wherever you are. Whereas if you're in a room full of 5, 6 people who are similar age to you, somebody makes a joke and everybody laughs.
Yeah.
You can go off topic for 10 minutes like that.
Exactly.
Easily, very quickly.
Exactly.
And whilst I try not to treat my classes like a school because, in my opinion, that's too intense. I'm a very relaxed and light-hearted teacher and a very relaxed and light-hearted person, but I am teaching the exam and you want to learn the exam. So let's do the exam. Exactly. If that makes sense. Exactly. So yeah, it's I do prefer it. And I think
that is very interesting actually. Yeah. Yeah. So Matt, let's move out right now to the third topic that it actually is very important right now because you come from UK.
Yes.
Because about the Brexit and the whole thing, we know that a lot of change. A lot of change have. Let's put that there. A lot of things have changed lately. So right now, for the people from UK, it's more difficult to be in Spain for more time because actually you can enter to a country like normal for 3 months and then going out, got in like anything. The good part is because you are our neighbor, so it's not big deal, to travel like each 3 months. But if you want to immerse yourself in the country, of course, you need to be at least 1 year.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of people wants to make the whole the student visa process because it's a very good choice to try.
Yes.
Because it's not something like, I'm going to find a job or I'm going to apply for the digital nomad. Because those process can get like longer than student visa. And then with the student visa, that allows you to try. And then you decide if you want to continue or not. So I think that's the choice. For the people from UK, it's very recently, this whole kind of things. So guys, just let us know for those people that are seeing this video, watching this video for that. Right now, TEFL Madrid is going to launch some offers for you if you're coming from UK, and the whole process is very smooth. So you're not going to be stressed or anything. It's true that it's going to be a lot of like very. It takes more or less 3 months. More or less, you have to apply for 3 months before you start the course, but it's very streamlined, so it's not going to be a problem. So I would like to know, Matt, from your perspective, when you decided to apply, when you decided to look for an opportunity to come to Spain, I would like to refresh your memory and tell me later what was the first thing that you thought, because you already know that you need a visa to be more here in Spain. How you start your research? I mean, was just like I'm going for a student visa. I want to be an English teacher. I don't know what can I do there. How was that point in your life when you decided, okay, I'm going to have a UK? Yeah.
So a couple of years ago, I moved, if you can even call it. I moved to Madrid for 3 months just on the tourist visa, and that was to see if I would like it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. So I had to leave, obviously, because you can only stay 90 days. And when I went back to England, I then started researching how I can stay in Spain for longer than 3 months. I quickly came across that the easiest visa to get is a student visa. It's sort of one of the simpler ways that you're able to stay for a year. And then I was looking at different ways I can do it. At the same time, I had also discovered a passion, you can say, for languages, and directly alongside that, a passion for teaching and being a native English speaker. It's something that you have at your advantage. And so then I started looking up teaching jobs, but you definitely have to do a lot of research into how you're going to stay and things like that. The process it's smooth and it is simple if you know what it is. Exactly. You can't expect everything to you can just turn up, get a visa, and that's that. You do need paperwork.
Yeah.
And you do have to know what You just have to look for things. And I think one of the biggest pieces of advice I could actually say to anybody who's looking at a student visa is make sure that whatever you're looking up is up to date. The amount of websites that are out there that you look up student visa, how to get a student visa, what do I need, blah, blah, blah. And then the date at the top or the bottom of the website says 2021, 2022. That's out of date. Even the stuff that when I applied for my visa, which was only last year, that's out of date.
Yeah,
there's now there's new requirements needed to get a student visa.
They actually updated.
That's the biggest thing is make sure that whatever you're looking at is up to date. That's the biggest piece of advice I can offer to anyone. Actually,
that is a great advice because this is one of the things that we have. We talk with the students all the time. Like, hey, I just looking for in this blog. I'm just found, and it was like, you're applying for a visa. I mean, please ask us about your questions.
Yes.
About the embassy. And another thing is that they found the embassy, but in the incorrect country.
Yes.
For example, United States, sometimes United States students enter to the the Spanish embassy in Canada. So, or even I have some students in UK that mix up a letter with another embassies and it was in France. I was like, okay, guys, don't worry. But you are not in the right country. So you need to find the embassy, just go to maps or whatever, then click in the website, and then that is the one.
100%. You have to think about it logically, because even I made a mistake a few times when looking up things. The requirements are generally they are the same from wherever you're applying from in a very general way, but there are even in England. I'm from the south of England, and so I needed to go to London to apply.
Exactly.
But the requirements between a London visa or a visa from London and a visa from Manchester are slightly different.
Exactly.
Not in the actual paperwork that you need, but in the creating an appointment for the embassy is slightly different. The process is different. And so then even between that, when I wasn't realizing I was on a Manchester page or a London page, it's very easy to get confused and then overwhelmed.
Exactly.
If you think of it logically, it's fine.
Yeah.
But you have to know what you're looking for. Just be aware of everything that's happening.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly. That's great, because actually that kind of a slight difference. The thing is, when you any Spanish embassy have a different way to reserve the appointment.
100%.
Why different? So some of them ask you the whole documents, and then they give you the appointment. Or in some places you can reserve the appointment, and then you manage to get the whole documents before that appointment. So it's very, very different. And then, of course, Spanish embassy have their peculiarities. I don't know, specifications or something like that they are a little like the process take a little longer than other embassies. So you have to work in your patience.
Yes.
I think that would be another advice.
Be patient with everything that is going on.
Everything. I mean, it's very funny because from our point of view, you have to be very updated. You have to have your documents, everything in order, on time. But in terms about once you put everything there, you have just to wait.
Just wait.
Just to wait.
The process up to applying for the visa is potentially stressful. And then you apply for it, and then it's still stressful, but you're not doing anything. You're just waiting. You're just sitting there at home like this, just waiting for your passport or for the visa to come back, and you're still stressing, but for different reasons.
Yeah, I understand.
But,
so do you think it was worthy to come to Spain and to go with the student visa and live? I mean, what was your expectations versus the reality? Well, right now, I think you're going to be how many months? Almost a year.
It is, I think as of now, it is 10 months, I think. It's 10 months constantly. I've really enjoyed my time here, so much so that next month I'm going back to England just to see some friends and family, and then I'm coming back and staying for another year.
That's right.
I think my expectation has been surpassed completely. I've really enjoyed my time, other than now because it's about 40 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's good.
Summer in Madrid is huge.
Unbearable is the word I would use.
But you can travel to Spain. I mean, you can travel. That's a good part. I mean, you're not like here.
You're not stuck. Yes,
100%. Exactly. And we have beautiful beaches in the south.
Yes.
So also in the north. So you can go, you are in the center of Madrid, so you can go anywhere. So you're just in the center, go everywhere, and you are going to find the sea. So yeah, that is beautiful. So I will let you know your future plans. I mean, more or less, what were your future plans? Because I know that you have a student visa, and then after that, a lot of our students have different paths. They decided to. Some of them decided to apply for a residency. They decided to become digital nomad because they have another kind of job that they are allowed to apply it. Some of them decided to live here. Some of them go back and forth. So let me know what would be your plans right now.
I have a very, very rough plan. It's very rough, and it changes about twice a week, I would say, at this point.
That's great.
My rough plan at the moment is I'll come back to Madrid. I'll stay in Madrid for a few more months because I do like the city. Then I think I will spend some time with family in the south of Spain. And then because of the online teaching, I would then really like to visit, travel, live. I'm undecided between which one in South and Central America.
That's great.
So that's my rough plan. I would eventually like to live in Spain and have this be my home. But I would really like to go, and I think there's no time like the present, and especially if I'm able to have some sort of online work, it makes sense. I'd lived in a Spanish-speaking country at that point for 2 years. I'm comfortable enough. And
that's right.
After that, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll find out.
That's it. Right now, the world is changing so fast that I think that typical question that we find, what are your plans, your goals, career, in 5-10 years, is just resumed to 1 year.
Yes, next year. And
next year.
Nobody knows after that.
And then we'll see.
Yes, 100%.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, Matt. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I'm very glad that you are part of our team.
I am as well.
We are very proud to have you in the team for sure, because as I told you right now, you're one of the most popular teachers that we have. So we're very glad that we prepare you. We help you to be that teacher. And as you said, it's very rewarding.
To get
that's part of education. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoyed this video, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.